Hi everybody! Making another wreath because I'm at home and there's nothing else to do. So, this is a Dollar Tree wreath form. It's got 18 pipe cleans on it, 12 on the outside, 6 on the inside. The outside ones are attached to the two outer rings, and they're spaced between the middle and the support. The inner ones are directly in the middle of the supports. That's the middle I'm talking about. And there's one in each section. Okay. My mesh for the base, I'm doing the ruffle method, is cut at 20 inches. I have it in silver and navy blue. And I have curls already done in a red, white, and blue foil. Again, I didn't do these because I was rolling them all in the back of my office. Alright, so I want to alternate blue and silver. And this blue it's a value mesh, so it's really thin, but at least it's nice and even and pretty okay. And I think it should, let's see, I mean, it might, we're going to see what the Lord has in store for us. And this silver is disgusting. This was left over from Christmas, and it's super thin. It's fraying a lot. I cut it with a wood burning tool, which I know, like, it's better for the fraying, but oh my god, it's like my stomach hurt afterwards from like the smell. So I don't know that I'll be doing that again, but let's get started with this since this is done and we can't go back and uncut the mesh. So I am just going to take these, this is 20 inches like I said, and just go right through the middle and put something down on the edge if you want to try to keep things even. It just, everything sticks. I know that's mesh in general, but still, come on. Right now I have my little ruffle, and I'm going to put it in, pull it tight. I'm going to do 2 twists because I'm going to go back and add the curls. And instead of alternating back and forth between the colors, I'm going to do these first. Maybe, or should not, I should just alternate back and forth. Let's crunch this off. Yeah, see, this is pretty thin, but it's, you know, what you gonna do? Twist. Alright, and one thing I want to make sure that I show before I get too far along is I want these are the cut edges. I want them on the sides, and I want to open this up so it makes a round. Like, see that? It's not a perfect circle, obviously, but this one together. We have it on the sides. Just you spread it out some, and you can see straight through that. You can't really see through over here, so maybe it'll be okay. Alright, and then I'm just going to do that with everything else. So this is day 2 of my isolation. I'm tired. I don't know if it's because I'm like not doing as much. I hate this mesh. Oh my god. I went and got my sister this morning, and yeah, like we just came over here. I cut out this wreath and we watched some Hulu, and I don't know. it's I don't like the way it feels. Like, not the social distancing or whatever that you want to call it. It's just, I don't like the way the world feels. Well, maybe that's like a weird thing, but it's just... I'm starting to get, like, I know I said in the last video I did like this that I was fine, I'm not anxious or anything, but I'm starting to get, like, not anxious, but just like, you know, it's every day we hear something else. Like, I saw the thing this morning about the mayor of Los Angeles, like, shutting everything down. And I was like, oh, well, that's like a, you know, that's a big area. So it's probably better that it shut down. And then, you know, just about an hour ago, they announced that they were doing the same thing in New Orleans. And I was like, okay, well, it's just, you can't get away from it. You know, even if you wanted to, like, you know, well, I want to take a break from this worldwide pandemic, you can't, you know. And I know that I don't think I've done many of them. I think I've done 2 or 3, like, the Shop With Me videos. I follow a couple of people who, most of them don't exclusively do that, but one of them does. She exclusively does Shop With Me's, and she never buys anything. She just walks around and is like, oh, look at this, and anyway, she's still doing Shop With Me's. Like, you're out with your kids in public, like at a mall. That's just, I mean, it's so irresponsible. Like, not only as a parent it's irresponsible, but as a person, like, hi, some people can get sick. Some of those people who have to work in these stores because they're still open for some reason. I don't know why the mall has to be open. Who is like, oh my god, I need an emergency little black dress for this quarantine. I just think it's really irresponsible. I get you know, people don't want to be stuck at home, but hi, it's not all about you. We all have to make sacrifices. You know, I saw a meme that said, you know, like, our grandparents, they fought a war. You know, they went to war to keep us safe. And I guess some of our parents did too. I mean, depending on how old you are. You know, our grandparents went to war to keep us safe, and all we have to do is stay home and sit on the couch. You know, it's just, it puts things in perspective. Like, everybody, oh, you know, I can't do this, and this is closed, and this movie got delayed, and, like, really? I don't know. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of talking about it. My mom, she works at Walmart. I know I said that before. She's a manager. And she said all day long, people were in there with their kids, and not just like in there, hey, on the way home, stop and get a can of soup, some crackers, something, you know, pick up a prescription, whatever. She's like, people were just in there shopping like they would any other day. And so not only is that bad for the people who have their kids there, but, like, my mom's in her 60s. If some idiot at Walmart gets her sick because they don't want to be at the house, because they want to be buying new pants, that doesn't sit right with me. And our Popeyes, this is crazy. Our Popeyes closed because the manager was not feeling well and went to go get tested, and he tested positive, and they shut down the Popeyes, which I guess that's a good thing, you know. But how many people went through that drive-thru while he was inside coughing on everything? And I'm not saying he's, like, definitely in there, like, coughing all over the place, but like just being there, that's enough for me. Like, whew. Crazy world. Like every year, everybody's like, oh, you know, well, this year's going to be better than last year. Like 2020 is like, you remember 2016, like everything was so bad, and then we're like, oh, it's going to be better than 2017. And then when like 2017 got here, you're like, oh my god, I can't believe it got worse. And now it's like 2019 was so bad. So we're like, 2020, come on, here we go, new start, fresh start. And it's like, hi, I'm the worst ever. It's just, yeah. So this is looking pretty thin, but I'm going to chug forward because you know what? I can always add a bunch of extra crap to it. Hi, welcome to my channel where you can always add a bunch of extra crap to it. I'm enjoying these videos where I just can sit here and talk because usually I'm either listening to music or just like sitting in silence. And I know I don't have a lot of people watching my channel and probably less people who are going to watch a long video of me literally doing the same thing I did in the last video, but I don't know, it makes me feel like I have some kind of community, you know, because I mean, I said in the last video how I'm like not so super social, like I don't get out, and I want to, like I do, I guess if things were different for me, like I would want to be, you know, kind of an outgoing person, not going out during a pandemic kind of person, but you know, maybe more social than I am. So blue, silver, blue. Okay. I was like, is that not going to work out? Because if I have two colors next to each other, I'm a fight. I don't know. I've just been thinking too much. So I like filming these videos where, even if nobody watches, I'm like, oh, these are the thoughts that are going through my head. And telling stories, because I like telling stories. Okay. You know, YouTube is a super weird place because I see, I don't know, I'm trying to phrase this so it doesn't make me seem like a total butthead, but I see channels where it's like, the worse you are at whatever you're doing, the more followers you have. Like, is like mediocrity like more achievable than people who are actually making or doing, or, you know, like, I mean, you think of like these vloggers who, they're horrendous people. Like, you can tell just from watching them, like, they're not good people, but they have millions and millions of subscribers and they make millions and millions of dollars, and it's like, what are you contributing to society? And then, like, even if you, like, okay, like, I get that, like, that's because kids are stupid and they like watching that stupid crap, but like, some of the channels that I watch, which I'm finding it harder and harder to watch, because, like, you're doing the most ridiculous things with items from the Dollar Tree. Like, just, for instance, you know, just really dumb crap. And you're getting, like, 100,000 views. And everybody thinks you're a genius. And I'm just like, what's going on here? Like, what am I missing something? Like, what's wrong with my channel? And it's super discouraging, especially when I see somebody who just, it's like they don't even try. And I don't know if it's just that they're bad at, what is going on with this piece? Okay, she's all over the place. Oh, you know what, this might have been like the beginning piece that I did not cut. It's like awful at what they do. Like, you're making this stuff for your house. And if I went to somebody's house and I saw like half the crap they make, I'd be like, what's wrong with this person? Like, what's going on? Coming from someone with mental illness. And it's, they get so many views and they have so many people comment and so many likes, and I'm just like, I don't get it. I mean, I have tried very hard. Like, just, it's not easy for me to, do 3 videos a week and make sure that I'm doing something that people aren't doing. Like, I know everybody is making these wreaths right now, but I'm just doing this because this is what puts the money on the table. Puts the food on the table. Well, I don't have a table, but if I did, I need a product to sell. But it's like, I don't know. I can't explain it without sounding like I feel like I'm owed something, which I don't. But at the same time, why them and not me? And it's discouraging. Like, I told my mom, I think I posted something and it didn't do. They if you're a creator on YouTube, they have the analytics thing where it compares like how your video that you put, like, say you post a video today, and how your video that you posted today is doing compared to the average of your last 10 videos. And mine was down like 75%. And it was, I don't even remember what it was, but it was something that I put a lot of time and effort to, and I felt that it was executed well, and like I was proud of the video, I was proud of the project. Like, I'm never really proud of the video because I am working with what I have, and I don't have much. But like, I'm proud of the product, like the finished product. Like, it looked fantastic, whatever it was. I don't even know. And I just told my mom, I was like, I'm gonna give this like another month. I said, I've already put, what is it? It's been like 8 months, maybe. With 3 videos a week. I was trying to be original and creative and explain things the best way I can. And I said, it's just, I don't know if it's worth it. I don't expect overnight success, but I mean, when I spend hours making something and then hours and hours editing it and getting pictures and writing descriptions and making thumbnails and all this stuff, and then it gets like 50 views and no comments. I don't know, I was like, I don't know how much longer I can deal with this special brand of rejection. And it's not even like rejection, because like people are watching my videos, they're commenting, but I'm not getting the comments those other people are. And I even started to think, like, is it because I'm doing something that, like, I know there's projects that I've done that I am pretty sure nobody's gonna do. Like the wreath where I made like 100 yo-yos. Like, maybe somebody's gonna do that, but it's not gonna be something that everybody feels like they want to do. It's not a question of skill. It's just like, who wants to actually sit there and make 100 yo-yos to make a wreath? And I said, I'm like, well, maybe these videos do better because, like, I want to be like this person. Go look at their channel and see how crappy it is. But I'm not that person. Like, maybe people see videos about you turning a plunger into a, I don't know, nightstand. A Dollar Tree plunger into a nightstand, and they're like, hey, I could do that. I have a plunger. I have a bed that needs a nightstand. Maybe that's like more achievable, so that's why those videos get more views. It's just YouTube is such a weird place. You have these horrible people who are millionaires. I mean, horrible, racist, homophobic, violent, sexual predators, just disgusting people. And, you know, YouTube's like, oh, hey, they're on the trending page. Okay, well, could they not be? Because they don't deserve that. They don't deserve everything they have because they're terrible people. And I'm a good person, I think. Most of the time. I mean, you wake me up from a nap, I'll claw your damn eyes out. But it's like the worst of the, like, maybe it's because they are terrible people. What is this? What's going on? Maybe it's because they are terrible people and, okay, that fell all the way on the ground. They are terrible people, so they've done whatever they could do to get to the top. Like, another channel that I was watching and I had to stop watching because the products were so terrible, first of all. Like, you're making garbage. You're taking crap from the Dollar Tree and literally making garbage. But every thumbnail, every title was clickbait. You won't believe what I did with this plunger. And like, I'm not willing to do that. Like, I'm not going to degrade myself like that. Even if it meant me having 500,000 subscribers for some godforsaken reason. I feel like at the end of the day, even if I was getting, you know, a big monthly check from AdSense, I would still just feel like, oh, like, did I really make these videos, like, the clickbait and then, I don't know. I hate clickbait, though, because if you say something and I click on a video and I don't see that, we fighting? Okay, so here's my Hanukkah wreath. Why does it look so much more silver than blue? I think because the blue is so thin. But let's turn this Hanukkah wreath into a 4th of July wreath or Patriotic wreath, President's Day. Whatever. I don't feel good, you guys. I think talking about the YouTube stuff is just, that takes a lot. Like, even like it's mentally exhausting because I'm like looking at it and being like, okay, well, like, I tried to unsubscribe. I unsubscribed, and I have an app on my browser. It's called BlockTube, where you can go in and block the channel so they're not suggested to you. You don't have to see them. And I did that mostly because I was sick and tired of seeing James Charles's smug face in my recommendations all the time. And, you know, there's other people that I don't want to see anything to do with, like, those stupid vlogger people that are like, oh no, what happened to our car? And, you know, it's some clickbait crap. But I had to block the people, the content creators who were doing, like, DIY stuff because it got me so upset. Like, I was just, I don't understand it. And even just talking about it now, I'm just like, oh. And there's some that I still follow, but, you know, like, I wanna watch YouTube stuff, and, like, I wanna like, consume content, because that's, you know, if I'm making content for people, I feel like I want to consume some, but, man, that is hard. Okay, I don't know what happened when I was cutting this, but oh god, this whole thing is just going to be me coughing. I should have gotten 36 10-yard pieces out of the roll I had, and I got 35. So I have 17 doubles and 1 single. I don't know. So I'm just going to stick this one in here because I would rather it be towards the inside than the outside. And then when I put the bow on, I will make sure to put the bow over this. Like, that's why, you know, if you're short or if you have a, you know, a spot that doesn't look great, try to keep that spot, you know, put all your bad pieces in that spot and then stick a bow on it. feel like this is going to be another giant wreath. I don't know why I'm so into, like, I think it's because I started spring and Easter so early, like, because when Christmas is over, when Christmas is over, I just had this, like crisis. Like, what am I supposed to do now? Because, like, I could do Christmas all year long. Originally, that's what my channel was supposed to be. It's going to be called Everyday Christmas and Every Day, which that seems, like, now that I think about it, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? Every day I was going to post a video that had something to do with Christmas, whether it was making ornaments or making gifts, and then, you know, around Christmas time it would actually be, like, decorating, and, that didn't work out. Which, I guess that's for the best, because that's not really a sustainable channel, and not everybody wants Christmas every day like I do. Not everybody is a 6-year-old like I am, apparently. Why am I talking about that? Oh yeah, so, like, when Christmas is over, I was like, what am I gonna do? I don't know what I do. My mom was like, do what you did before Christmas started. And I was like, well, I had, like, Thanksgiving and Halloween, and, like, I don't know, like, what do I do in January? So it's like I started spring in January, right after Christmas, because, you know, like, I did Valentine's Day stuff too, and, you know, a few little Mardi Gras things, but we don't have a spring, really. Like, we don't, I know we have a spring, we don't have a winter. So I was like, I don't know what I would be doing. What's going on right here? I don't need to calm down. Like, I just was completely lost at what I would be doing in January. Like, wintry things, like, we don't do that. Ooh, this one's looking big. I like that. I love that wreath I just made. The other Patriotic one. It's really big. I couldn't even hang it. Like, I hang everything on my shed to take pictures, and every time I went to hang it, it just fell over because it was so big. And that star on it is very heavy. What is there something going on over here? No, these look, what's going on? Like, there's this big hole right here. Can you guys, like, spread out some, maybe? Is that what's going on? Yeah, I mean, I can still see through this, but I haven't added any ribbons or anything yet, so. So what else is going on in my life? Nothing. A whole lot of nothing. I accidentally watched a bunch of dog rescue stories this morning. It's like, this dog was blind and dead and frozen in a lake, and then we found him, and, you know, like, you see the thumbnail and, like, the dog looks so terrible, and you're like, oh my god, is that dog going to be okay? So then you have to watch. Why is this so shreddy? Shreddy. You have to watch the video to, like, see the dog's amazing transformation, and then, you know, when you click on that video, it's showing you another one on the side of, like, oh, this dog was found in the middle of a volcano. Wait till you see what he looks like today. So I accidentally, purposely, watched a bunch of those this morning. Before I was even out of bed, I was, like, crying. Like, I just woke up, I'm crying because this dog got a forever home. It's too early for this. I haven't even had coffee yet. So that's how my day started. Oh! And I just stretched out my entire body reaching for that. Oh look, this one's still got its tail on it. So yeah, dog videos in the morning. I stayed up late watching Brightburn. Has anybody seen that in the comments? Tell me. It's about it's basically Superman. Like, it's the exact same premise of a couple that wants to have a baby. They can't have a baby. They found an alien baby in the woods. Except the kid's evil. Instead of being a good Superman, he's a bad Superman. And I saw a YouTube video about it where somebody was talking about, like, how disappointing it was. I mean, it came out, like, last year or 2018, something like that. But the video was, like, how disappointing it was and how it should have been, you know, better, given what it could have been, like, an origin story of, like, a supervillain, which is, I mean, that's pretty much exactly what it is. But that it didn't deliver, and then I was like, was this movie really that bad? Like, that's why I always watch, like, these film reviews, especially if it's a movie I've already seen, or it's a movie I've heard about, or it's a movie I've seen part of. And, you know, like, the film review is like, oh my god, this is terrible. And I'm like, wait, I saw that. I like that. Do I have terrible taste? So I had to go back and watch it. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm super picky with movies. I can't watch, which is so sad. I like, for me to watch a movie with subtitles, which I wish I could watch more of them, because have you ever really seen a bad movie with subtitles, like a bad foreign film? They just, I don't know, something happens where they don't allow them to be bad. I can't watch them because I can't just sit down and watch a movie. Like, I can't do it. I have to be doing something, and if I'm doing something, I can't just, like, watch the screen. So, what am I talking about? Reviewing movies, watching movies. I don't even know. But yeah, I have to go back and, like, rewatch movies. Or somebody's like, oh, this movie's so great. And I was like, that, like, there's this movie, The Blackcoat's Daughter. It's a horror movie with, you know, the little chick from Sabrina. Kieran Chipka, I think. And Emma Roberts. And it's apparently about witches at a boarding school. I've seen that movie 3 times. I still have no idea what it's about. But every time I see a review, everybody's like, oh my god, it's so good. And I'm like, what? How? Well, I don't even know what's going on. It just seems like these girls, like, are very pale and they're hungry. They need to eat something. I don't know where I was going with the foreign films, but I guess it's not important. Okay, so my thoughts on this is... Let me just make sure everything's where it should be before I drag this mesh into the ground. Alright, I can see the frame. Can you see the frame? See my... right here? And that could be just a positioning issue. And that it's, you know, it doesn't have anything else in it yet. I would like not to see the frame. I think if I had a better... even if it was just the blue with a little bit of foil in it, I think it would have been better. Let me move my chair because my back is about to break open. See, that's where I'm like, why is it so nothing there? But that's where there's one. So a bow will be there. So let me not worry about that. And then what's going on over here? I like looking at this is I'm like, what is that? But okay, that's this is the noisiest neighborhood. Alright, so I need more in here. I don't know what yet. But stay with me, y'all. Oh, here's a cow. I have some mesh tubing. This is 12 yards. Wow. Okay. That's a lot. Let me see. My phone is almost dead because I forgot to charge it. 12 yards. Is that right? 12 yards? 36. That's 432 inches divided by 18 ties. So I can cut 24-inch ties. Okay, let's try that. Let me move him over here. And my mat, which has seen better days, is exactly 24 inches. So it does not seem like 12 yards. But who knows? Maybe it is. I'm not going to be super precise with this. Well, I probably should be, but whatever. One of my favorite things to do, like I watch a lot of, I don't watch them as they're live because, you know, I said that about how I need to speed up. I need to speed up videos, but I love when I'm watching people making wreaths and as they're going, they're cleaning up. Oh no, I fell on the ground and my back hurts. Ow. They're like, you know, they clean up all their little cuts and everything from the ribbons. And I'm just over here like, just throw it on the side. Like if you guys could see what's over there. It's a mess. But I feel like every time I clean up and I get things straight, I cannot find anything. Like if I have the chaos of just my stuff everywhere, like it's a mess right now, but I can tell you exactly what's on this table. And if I move it and put it where it should go in its proper place, you know, I'm not gonna ever be able to find it again. It's gonna go live with my hammer and my staple guns. 2 of them. Can't find either of them. I want to watch a movie tonight, but I don't know which one. Preferably something spooky or scary. Though I can't remember the last time I saw a movie that was spooky or scary. Isn't it sad? Like the stuff that, like, I don't remember. Oh, was that it? Let's see if this is actually 18 pieces. Because it does not look like it. It does not seem like it when I was cutting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19? Huh. Alright. Like the things that I was scared of, there was a Nightmare on Elm Street, don't know which one it was. But the trailer for it, when I was little, I guess I don't even know. I guess I'd have to figure out which one it was and then see what time it came out. I'm going to take these and do them in half like this, and then I'm going to twist them. Wait, what am I doing? Alright, let me play it this way. I forgot how to do this. This Nightmare on Elm Street, that the trailer was a skeleton. Like, it's supposed to be like that, but... Well, I guess I kind of like that, just one loop. The trailer was a skeleton jumping out of a grave and, like, fighting somebody with a sword. You know, it was, like, one of the dream sequences that Freddy was making these poor, unfortunate children who are, you know, geographically unfortunate to have to live on Elm Street. And I was terrified. Like, when I was little, if I saw that commercial, like if we were watching TV at night or something and I saw that commercial, I was just like, nope. Like, I'm not going to be able to sleep. It was all I could think about. And it was like I mean, I guess for the 80s or the early 90s, it looked real, but anyway. Like, to be, like, that scared and then to become an adult and realize, like, there hasn't been a horror movie made that I'm, like, genuinely afraid of, except for The Descent. Like, for horror movies to be scary, for to get, like, a reaction out of you, it has to deal with something that you are personally affected by. So, like, The Descent, if anybody hasn't seen The Descent, oh my god, don't see it. But also, go see it. It's about these women who, after some unfortunate well, I guess unfortunate is not the word, like, after a devastating event happens, they all get together a year later and, like, they're adventurers, so they go into this cave to go caving, which, who does that? Like, who is that fun for? I'm sorry. No. They go into this cave and, you know, things happen. And because it's so claustrophobic, because there's this scene where one of the girls, like, early on in the movie, she gets stuck when they're trying to, like, go through this small part of the cave. And I'm just like, oh my god, oh my god. Like, never mind all the stuff the movie is actually about. Like, just the scene of her freaking out because she's stuck and she feels like she can't breathe. And I'm like, oh my god, my anxiety. That stuff, like, I get so scared about stuff like that. But, like, let's be honest. I'm never gonna go caving. No desire to. I don't need to see what the inside of a rock looks like. I can watch a National Geographic documentary, you know? So, to see that and then be, like, so scared of it, but at the same time, like, knowing that's never gonna happen to me. Like, when I watch a scary movie and, like, I'm supposed to be scared because of something that's happening, but at the same time, you're just like, well, I would never go into the haunted house where that man killed his entire family 100 years ago tonight on Halloween and also Friday the 13th. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I never would have done that. But I guess if people in horror movies were rational, we wouldn't have horror movies. But I love a good smart horror movie. Not like smart pretentious. I gotta sit down again. Just something that makes you think. Like, while I wasn't a huge fan of Hereditary and, like, Midsommar, at least there was some kind of substance there. Like, it was, you know, it was still a horror movie, but there was some kind of substance besides just a guy with a hacksaw running around chasing some girl who's in high school but also has fake boobs. Like, how does that happen? How are you supposed to be playing a high school student yet you have enormous fake breasts? Again, suspension of disbelief, I know, but I'm the thinking man's horror watcher. Like the old episodes of Black Mirror before they got terrible. Like, I live for that. I don't know. If anybody has any good horror movie recommendations, leave them below. I would be very surprised if someone recommended something to me that I hadn't seen. But, if you got a good horror movie suggestion, let me know. I would appreciate that. I keep watching all these lists. It's like, oh, the best 25 horror movies of the past 10 years. Or like the hidden, like I always, like if something says hidden gems, like the top 10 hidden gems that you missed on Netflix. And then I watch it and I'm like, I've seen every one of these movies 4 times. And I wish that I was better with foreign films because I know that opens up like a whole slew of like new stuff. Because there've been horror movies and regular movies that have been like I'm okay watching a French movie because I understand and speak enough French to not have to read every subtitle. But like if it's Spanish, even though I took Spanish for I don't even know how long, 2 years in high school, I can't. I mean, that is like completely foreign to me. I don't know why I spent so much time learning French when Spanish would have been the obvious choice. But I was never going to be fluent in either, so whatever. The Spanish teacher. Our Spanish teacher, this is a funny story about the kind of school I went to. Our Spanish teacher, his name was, oh my god. Oh man, I can't remember his name. It was Tony. His name was Tony. Um, oh man, I can't even call anybody who knows his name. Um, Catois. Tony Catois. And he was a Spanish teacher. He was French Cajun, named Tony Catois. Like super French Cajun too. Like not just, oh, like your grandparents were French Cajun. No, he was like, he would leave every Friday. He would like be waiting for the bell to ring so he could run out of the class and get on the road to get the veal plat, which is like, it's like I guess it's like hunting and fishing. Like it's a big hunting and fishing area, but it's very French Cajun. And he would go there every weekend because they had like a camp there. Anyway, he was my Spanish teacher. And trying to learn a second language from someone who speaks that second language fluently, but speaks it in a dialect that you are not, like, it's not easy to understand. Because he was very, like, very, like, not, I don't even know if country is the right word. He just had, like, a very thick French Cajun accent. So, even if I wanted to, like, I think everybody that had Spanish with him, they were like, we all cheated, too. That's how I passed Spanish. I cheated. But I don't feel bad about it because everyone in the class cheated. Even the smart kids who, well, I was one of the smart kids, but even the kids who, like, you would never think that they would cheat at anything because I've never cheated at any tests or on anybody or at anything except that Spanish class. They would he would have the exam like locked up, and twice a year before we had to take our exams, somebody would inevitably steal it and figure out how to get the answers. I don't know how because none of us knew how to speak Spanish. And then it would get passed around, and you get your little sheet. And I used to put mine inside a pen, so it's like magnified. You put it inside like a clear pen. I guess I was pretty boss back then. Okay. Oh, I had extra, right? So I'm done. Maybe we stick this where there's that one weird one. Hi, Misty. You want another piece of mash? Okay, thanks. But yeah, he was like the funniest teacher I had, but it was also incredibly frustrating because I was one of those people who like wanted to do like I understood that like having Spanish as a second language, even on a basic level, was like, hey, that could be important. Even though I always thought that I would end up in France before I ended up in Spain or Mexico or anywhere where they spoke Spanish. But yeah. Okay, so this is what I have right now. I have no more ribbon except for the burlappy one. And I have nothing to put in it because it's March. But I do have a sign that I found at home on clearance for some reason. I don't know why everything was already on clearance. Hi, baby. You being a good baby? Yeah. I'm almost done with this. I'm going to take you OUT. I found this sign, and it was $7, so it was $3.50 maybe. And I was like, that's kind of cute. There you go. You can't see that hole no more. This is really big, though. My stomach is making the weirdest noises. I really hope you guys can hear that. So, oh, I don't like that. Like, I'm looking at it down and it's fine, but like, looking at it in the viewfinder, well, I don't like it in the middle. Okay, so anyway, this is a sign that I have that I guess I'm not using for this because I don't. It's too big. Yeah, I think it's too big. Which, something I never thought I would say, but. So yeah, this is my base. And. Let's see, is this one still as. Yeah, it's still 24 inches. I have, where's my. I don't know what I want to put in here. I don't have any 4th of July stuff. I don't even have any, like. I have some silver stuff. Could put some silver ornaments in there, and I know I have red ornaments, and I think there's blue ornaments that my friend gave me that's been in the back of my car since Christmas, but we'll see. So I'm going to leave this here right now, and I will come back later and finish it up. Okay, let's finish up this bad boy over here. Oh, this bad boy patriotic as hell. Alright, so this is where we left our patriotic wreath. It has been, I don't know, like 2 or 3 days since I worked on it, just because I got into other things. Why do I have my sunglasses on? That's why my head hurts. Okay, so here's where we're at. I have everything I think I need. I would prefer to have some white. I don't have white. I'm going to just swap it out with silver. Because in the end, who cares? But the only blue I have is from this garland that my friend gave me. It has these big holes in it. But I think, if I put them in there like that, I don't think you're going to be able to see those holes. So, I'm going to make that work somehow. But first, I need to make a bow. And I really hope you guys cannot hear my landlord, bless his heart. He is next door cleaning up the house since my neighbors got evicted. You're welcome. And he is making more noise than they were. Not like making noise cleaning up, like making noise listening to whatever the Fox News equivalent of talk radio is. So, hopefully we can't hear that. I just hear like, don't know. So let's see, here are our ribbon options. I wouldn't want to use this because it's so bad. Y'all know this ribbon from Dollar Tree? It's so awful, but the only white I have is cream. And, well, I have black and white, but I don't want to use that. I have the silver. This is a blue that was in the Michael's grab bags. It's giving me kind of Star of David, but it's blue. I have this red, which I like. This red, which is brighter. Then I have this red. So I'm thinking these two go together. Like, these look pretty similar. Kind of. This one's a little more orange. So these two go together. I don't think it matters. Ideally, I want to save this for Christmas. So, I think I have like 3 rolls of that, so I guess it doesn't matter. But I think I'm going to do... Oh, I think I'm going to do silver, red, blue, and then finish it off with the red. Because this is sheer, so I want something like solid behind it, and this is sheer-ish. I mean, it will be once all the freaking glitter falls off. So, alright, let's, everybody say a quick prayer. I'm going to be so upset if I go through this audio and I just hear in the background of everything. But my landlord's super nice. I came home yesterday, whenever it was I had to leave, and I actually found hand sanitizer and I asked him if he wanted one. And he was like, oh, no, I still have some left over from Hurricane Katrina. And I was like, that was 15 years ago. Is that hand sanitizer still good? But I guess so, because I have some left over from when I was diabetic, and it's still good. Alright, so... what do I want to do? I know I need a big bow because it's a big wreath. So I think I'm going to have to go... This is 9 inches. This is 9 feet. Oh, it's so gross. So if I go 6... 5, 4, no. I don't want to go 7, because that's really big. Maybe 14, 28. What's 7 times 6? 42? 3? I don't know. Let's go like 6.5 and hope for the best. Y'all hear that? Oh. Well, I wasn't better prepared for this apocalypse. Alright, I'm going to leave the tails at like 8. And that's pretty standard. You know, I'm always complaining about having that spool holder there because I don't feel like it does anything. Now I have misplaced the dowel, and I'm like, I wish it was there. Even though I never used it. Alright, so what do we say? Like 6.5? Oh. So yeah, I went off today because I am running low on food. Not like low, oh my god, somebody please send me help. Just, what is the front, what is the back? Just enough where I'm like, okay, it's probably time to replenish. So I wasn't going to Walmart because my mom's at Walmart and I just have to hear firsthand how terrible it is there. Wasn't going to go to Walmart, the actual Walmart. We have a neighborhood market close to the new. I thought this was supposed to be 6.5. Why is it 5.5? Oh my god. I have a neighborhood market close to where I grew up. 6.5, and then you come out to 6.5. Okay. And then come up this way. Hold on, y'all. This is not twisted. So twist this. Look at the glitter going everywhere. This is going to 6.5. Twist it. 6.5. Anyway, I go to the neighborhood market because I'm like, okay. They started opening at 7 instead of 5, which I didn't like that because I'm up at 5 more than I am at 7. Yeah, by 7 I'm usually like, oh god, it's time to take a nap. So I go there and I don't even get out the car because there's nowhere to park. There are people streaming in, people streaming out. Everybody had toilet paper, so I'm assuming they either knew toilet paper was coming or one person went and called literally all of their friends. And I was like, you know what? I don't need toilet paper. So I said, nope, not today. I'm just going to leave that. So I leave there and I go to McDonald's because I'm starving. And I'm obviously not buying anything for breakfast at Walmart. So my whole plan is that I was going to go to Walmart to get some essential things because the other grocery store I wanted to go to, I cannot afford to shop at regularly, but they sell finger sandwiches. And I don't know if we've discussed the finger sandwiches, but I want finger sandwiches. I've been wanting finger sandwiches for like 2 weeks. I didn't have any money, and then I lost my debit card number, got stolen, didn't lose it. So I was like, they're going to have finger sandwiches. They're going to have trays of finger sandwiches. I'm going to go there. They don't open until 8 because everybody started opening at different times. Wait, what am I doing next? The red? Yeah. Everybody started opening at different times. So I'm like, I'm just going to go. I'm going to get my finger sandwiches. I go there, and they're not open yet. It's like 7:57. The line to get in is covering the entire front of the store. There's nowhere to park. And, yeah, so I'm okay. I don't need finger sandwiches. I mean, I would definitely like finger sandwiches, but you know what? We all have to make sacrifices. And if I have to sacrifice finger sandwiches, that's fine. So I come home, eat my McDonald's. My back has been killing me today, so pretty much get back in bed and just watch YouTube or whatever. I don't even know what I was watching. And then it's lunchtime, and I'm like, okay, well, I didn't buy any food. So what I'm going to do is order Chinese. And I will have to go pick it up. Well, I could have gotten it delivered, but it's literally around the corner. I'm not paying somebody, you know, I'm not paying $10 extra for Chinese for somebody to go bring it a mile across the street. So when it's like lunchtime, I call, and it's right before 11. I call, and they don't answer. So I'm like, okay, maybe they're also not opening at normal time. So I wait until 11. I call, nobody answers. I wait until like 11:30. I call, and nobody answers. Now this is the I shouldn't say this is the Chinese restaurant. This is a Chinese restaurant. They don't close for anything. I mean, you can go down Christmas morning and get you a Mandarin duck. Again, with these scissors. So I'm like, okay. And I said, well, the grocery store's got to be better by now. So get in my car, leave to go to the grocery store. Somehow it's worse. Yeah, it's worse. So I said, okay, well, I am running out of options here. So I go a little bit further to Sonic, and oh, here's my little thing right here. Look at that. Now I have it back, and I'm not going to use it. I go a little bit further to Sonic, which I never go because, first of all, they're ridiculously expensive. Every time I could go is on Saturday when I go off with my mom, and they don't open until like 8. Who opens up at 8 for breakfast? Like, what? So I go there, and I never know what to order, but when I pull up, there's like a giant truck in the way. Like, there's like, you know, it's the two lanes. There's a big truck in the way. And I'm like, what is that guy doing? Because there's a lot of noise. Because, of course, there's a lot of noise when you have to speak to somebody through a speaker. I'm going to bring this down to like 5.5. Like just shy of the 6. The truck is making a lot of noise. He's got like a hose. I don't know what he's doing and why it needs to be done during this pandemic, but he's doing something and he's making a lot of noise. So I go to the thing and she's like, what can I make for you today? And I'm like, I have no idea. What do you have here? What is the good stuff here? So I'm like looking and I'm like, oh God, I guess I'll just get a chicken sandwich. Because I wanted a regular, like I just want a turkey sandwich. Because I can't find bread anywhere. I want a turkey sandwich or a tray of finger sandwiches. Finger sandwiches. So I order a chicken sandwich, and then I'm pulling around. I'm like, oh, good God, what does that smell? So the truck this guy has this hose coming from is parked where you have to, like, go around it to get to the pickup window. And I'm, like, behind it, and I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. What is that smell? What is that smell? Why is that smell outside a business that is providing food to people who, you know, either don't have food or can't get food or don't want to go out, whatever. So it only takes me a minute to realize that the smell is him pumping something out of the hole in the ground next to the business that provides food while it's open. Why he couldn't have come, I mean, they don't open till 8. Why couldn't he have come earlier than that? I have no idea. While I was waiting for food, I almost pulled off because the smell was so horrible. And then she was like, okay. And I was like, I need a cherry limeade. I mean, I don't have finger sandwiches. Am I doing this? Okay. It's hard to tell with this ribbon. I need a cherry limeade. I need my food. I need to eat. So, while I'm waiting, the smell is just so horrific. Oh, there it goes again. I feel like I'm gonna, like, be sick. And then the woman comes and I couldn't hear her, so I was like, is that a diet cherry limeade? Because sugar will kill me dead. And she's like, yeah, it's diet. Can I interest you in anything else? And I'm just like, no, you can't. Why does it stink so much? Y'all need to do that some other time. Y'all should have thought, well, is Adam going to come in here today? Well, he might come in, so let's not stank up the place with our sewage problems. Oh, it was horrible. Okay. So yeah, she's America. And I think I'm just going to put a little bit more red on top, like... This is a weird ribbon. What's this from? Oh, Walmart? Yeah, Walmart. So yeah, I finally got a chicken sandwich. I came home. I was traumatized. I ate the chicken sandwich. I ate my tater tots. I drank my cherry limeade. I'm super depressed that it's not around anymore. But, yeah, so that was my day. I don't know what you guys did today, but mine basically consisted of me looking for food and then complaining, which, welcome to my channel. I'm going to do, those are 3 loops, and then I'm just going to do a little short one right here. When I pull those up, it'll be like one there, one here, and then the one in the middle. Okay. I'm not getting any faster at making these bows. Okay. I'm out of clear pipe cleaners. And guess what? I can't go to the places where they sell them. I just ordered stuff from Craft Outlet. I should have ordered them. Oh well. What you gonna do? Alright, so I want to kind of move this around a little bit, but at the same time, I want to get the cable tie on there because this is very thick. So I'm just going to go underneath, sneak it under there. Come through. Look at that. Seriously? Wait, I was proud of myself because I found my little thing. And now I'm disappointed in myself because I lost it already. Oh, wait. Oh. Like Cinderella. Just go over there. I'm gonna put my elbow in you and get glitter all over the house and probably in the dog. Alright. Wait, this is the front. Just move you to the back. Still not tightened all the way. I'm gonna move this over to be in the middle where all the twists are. Oh yeah, wanted a twist? Oh, I know I didn't lose that one pipe cleaner. It's on the floor, y'all. You know what? My back hurts too much. I'm gonna regret not getting that pipe cleaner, but you know what? My back hurts. And my stack just fell over. Wait, I'm gonna straighten that back up, tighten this down a little bit more. Still not all the way, because I want to be able to, woof. Get this one down. You come down here. And then you come down here. And you. Okay. This reminds me of one of the drag queens from the season of Drag Race. They were all supposed to wear red, white, and blue in the promo shots, and this bow literally looks like every one of them. Go up, up, over, out, out. I don't want to pull on this one too much because it will definitely just fall into pieces. Wait, is the red before? No, the red is before this. Is it? Yes. Okay, my bad. I'll put the red in between the greens and make sure I'm getting them. Not the greens, the silvers. You know, I opened an Etsy store. There's nothing in it yet, but I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this because I had very bad experience with Etsy when I used to sell jewelry and then make cards and yeah, so I had a bad experience with them, but I need to clear some crap out of my house. Not crap, beautiful wreaths, beautiful decorative accents for the home for you to give to your loved ones. Alright, so I did the 3 bigger loops, not the big loops, but the 3 larger loops here. So one's going to go to each side, one's going to go up, tails come down, and then here's my little knot to cover the black zip tie. Oh, all of these, so big. All of these don't feel nice. Okay, so now we're going to give her the tightening of her life. Snip her off. Okay. I'm going to have to work with this once I actually get it on the wreath. Everybody's got those like fluff boxes, and I'm like, who pays however much that is? Look at this. Again, wait, hold on. Oh no, where is it? Oh, here it is. Who pays that much money to put a hook eye in a piece of wood? Like, that's so simple, but also I have not made one. I also want to make a new bow maker. I have an idea that I think everyone will really like. Okay, whew, we gotta come out. And let me look in the monitor to see where my weird point is. Wasn't there one of them that only had one? See, it's right here. This one only had one thing, one curl, because I messed up, one rule, whatever you want to call it, because I messed up the cutting of the Deco mesh. bow's gonna go here, so I'm not adding anything else to these pipe cleaners, I don't think. So I'm cutting it off. I've twisted it a couple times to make sure it's secure. I'm gonna cut it off, and while I'm here, I'm going to give these a couple more twists and cut them off because I am done in this area because the bow is going to take up most of it. Can we see this down here, kind of? I don't have a sign for this wreath. Well, I have that ugly one, but I don't think I'm going to get into that gig. Oh, wait, I untwisted that one. So, it is now, oh, I don't know what else that took off, but it feels like it cut a lot of stuff off. Today is now the 20th of March. I think you guys might see this a week from now, because I have Monday's video done. Tuesday will probably be the craft outlet unboxing. And then, oh, ow! Look at that. Did you see that? Look at how it caught that. Craft outlet unboxing. And I have, like, I think 2 more Easter videos I wanted to do. Oh, y'all ever get that, like, really loud ringing in your ears? Wow. I don't know what that is. My neighbor is a mechanic, and sometimes when he uses, like, a drill or something that's, like, metal, like, that's a big bow, I want to put it here because this is where I always put it, but at the same time, that's where I always put it. So, I want it to be like this, and then go here. Or like this. I know it needs to go there, but I guess it depends on which way I end up. What if we did it like this? Put the bow here. I mean, it's directly across from where it would normally be, but you know, either way it has to go here, so I will figure out which way the wreath hangs once that's done. So let's just bring it around. I'm going to snip this off, give it a couple good twists. Oh, everything, this stupid ribbon, everything sticks to the mesh sticks to the mesh, the ribbon, oh, I lost it. There it is. Alright, I'm just going to maneuver my way through the mesh. Everybody kept, like, when I was watching videos, everybody's like, now we're just going to go through the mesh. And I was like, you fished that thing through those little holes in the mesh, but they mean go around the mesh. At least I think they do. So, got one. And then I want the other one right here. Oh, I got it immediately. Yes, I'm talented. I don't know if you guys knew. I was able to grab something with my fingers on the first try. Okay. And this, I don't want to pull it too far down. And I'm not going to go around too many times because if I need to move it, I want to be able to move it. There's no way you guys can't hear my neighbor. Not my neighbor, my landlord. Good grief. Oh, I gotta stand up. I gotta stand up. Ow! Oh. I'm telling you guys, if I wasn't in near constant pain, I would have taken over the world by now. Honestly. That's the tea. Just telling you like it is, I definitely would have already taken over the world. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. This, let me make some room here. This can go. That can go. The bow is up here, and we're okay with it. Every pair of scissors. Look at that. Okay, those are my reds. I'm going to leave the blues a little longer. I'm not like super, I know some people are like, oh, I need this to be cut perfectly, and I'm just like, I don't need it to be any, like I want the dovetails to be straight, but I don't need every tail to be perfectly matching. I think when you get into things being perfect, like I'm going to leave this one a little bit longer, you start making stuff that looks like it came from Walmart. Have you guys seen these mesh wreaths at Walmart? I know they have them at Christmas. I don't think I've seen any Easter ones. They're like $30 and they are so crappy. I'm like, wait, people are buying these. People are spending $30 on this when it's got... This wreath doesn't even have $30 in it yet. Well, does it? No, I don't think so. Can you imagine Walmart would be charging like $80 for the wreath like this? My problem with making wreaths is that I never know how much they are until I'm done. Like I have a base of like, you know, this costs this much, this costs this much. But like this ribbon, all this ribbon is like $10 a volt. But that's what I would have paid at Michael's, which I never would have paid. First of all, I would have used a coupon, or it would have been on sale. But all of it came in the mystery boxes where it was like an entire bag of ribbon for $4. So I have to price according to the retail price, which would be $10 a yard, $10 a bolt, a spool, whatever you want to call it. But then have to figure it out, like how much of it did I use? So my thing, if you are someone who sells, which this works fine for wreaths. Something that takes me an hour to do. Well, I mean, none of these ever take me an hour, but something if I was a little bit faster and less in pain and could just sit down and finish one straight through. Like, say it takes me 2 hours. Like, okay, do I pay myself hourly, or do I just work off of the cost of materials and don't equate my time into the formula, I guess, like to figure out pricing. And you should always be charging for your time, but not for this. Not being like, okay, well, it took me 2 hours and I want to make at least minimum wage or maybe better. So when I was, my hourly wage was $25 an hour at one point. When I was, this is before the hurricane, I was young, I was quick, I was good at what I was doing at the time. So I got an hourly wage of $25. So Me, as soon as I sat down, and I was creating things that were like worth hundreds of dollars, not like, $100 wreath. If I sat down to do something, especially if it was like a custom order, immediately that was $25. Me sitting down to start something, getting the stuff ready, sitting down, blocking out, for at least the next hour, I'm going to be busy. Giving you an hour of my time was $25. And then to that, I would add the cost of the materials. Now, I was making jewelry at the time, and my material cost was not super high because I was mostly working in sterling. All my findings were silver or silver plate. I wasn't like working gold. And the findings for stuff like that, they're pretty simple. They're pretty cheap. Not like super cheap, but cheap enough. Why am I doing this when I could do this later once this wreath is done? So, $25 to start, and then say $10 for a gemstone, 2 gemstones, another finding, some chain, earring hooks, whatever. So say that's $10. Let's say 15. Let's say that's 15. So my cost for materials, $15, which means it cost me $15 to make this thing. You pay me 3 times that because I'm the one who got the materials, sourced the materials. You are paying for my time, my talent. So it'll be 45 plus 25 is 70. So if it took me under an hour, which I rarely, sometimes I got like into really ambitious projects, but they were not as reliant on skill. I'm still doing this. So when I do these, I don't charge hourly because if I did, some of the wreaths, like say the wreath with the okay, Mr. Frame. No, sir. We don't play that game here. You too. We don't play that game here. Come over here. Leave the bow alone. If I actually worked that in like hourly, where I was making the velvet eggs or the felt carrots, or I was sewing a lot of stuff, no, I mean, I couldn't sell anything. The price that I would have to charge, even if I went down to like minimum wage, it would not make any sense for me to make anything because nobody would be able to afford it. And then you'd look at it and be like, well, why did he make all those carrots and spend that time making that carrots when they sell those at Hobby Lobby? Well, because, Beverly, I don't want what's at Hobby Lobby on my quilt. Not my quilt. Oh, that's a whole other thing. I want things that are mine. So when you get something from me, you're getting, like, the whole thing from me, Alright, that whole time I was talking about nonsense, I should have plugged in my glue pot. So, as I was saying, with these, I don't take my time into account because, first of all, I have trouble charging you something per hour. Like, I have trouble charging you for a flat rate of $10 an hour or $25 an hour, whatever it's going to be, because I'm enjoying this. This is something that I do for fun. It is a business, but I don't know. It's like if you really loved cutting hair. Well, no, that's completely different because I don't think anybody. That was a terrible example. You don't cut hair for free, regardless of how much you love it. But that's like a service. Like, because I'm making a good, I guess. If I'm enjoying making it, like, say I really loved making a chair. I love making furniture, and that was my thing. So maybe I would not feel 100% comfortable charging someone, like, hourly for something that's going to take me so much longer than it would be to just put together a chair from IKEA. You know what I mean? Like, I like doing it, but at the same time, why is my battery not on? Like this, I'm getting more out of this than is worth the charge. I guess that's what I'm saying. I need to sleep. But, my point is that I don't feel, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter how I feel, because it doesn't make sense for me to charge per hour for you to have a wreath. You know what I'm saying? So I take my materials, whatever they may be, and I do a lot of rounding because I don't know how much ribbon this is. I know that, you know, I put some ribbon in there. It was $10 a yard. It was $10 for the whole spool. I have a lot of it left over. So, say I use a third of it. So I charge you $3 for ribbon. Or whatever, you know, not just one ribbon, like all of them together. Like, maybe it's $3, $4 worth of ribbon. So that would translate to this bow, if I sold it by itself, didn't charge any time, this is a $12 bow, which is cheap. Because I've already seen people, maybe they don't have this crappy Dollar Tree ribbon, and why are these so hard to get out? You know, they charge like $15. So say I charge $12, but still, let's just say this is $4 worth of ribbon. Hold on. There is no need. Dollar Tree, there is no need. I've literally seen babies in car seats less secure than these freaking ornaments. Okay. So, the mesh, our bottom mesh, the silver was $2 for the roll, which absolutely in no way worth it, because that's terrible. Is this not going to get hot? Did I plug in the right one? Yeah. So, $2 for the silver. I think the navy blue was maybe $3, and I used half a roll, so what is that? $3.50? This was like $6, $9.50, so that's $10, so that's $30 for the mesh, $12 for the bow, that's $42. $43, $44, $45 for the frame, like $46 when you include the pipe cleaners, $47, $48, $49 for the mesh, because I'm tripling everything. I'm going to use this whole pack of ornaments, so that's $52. This whole pack of ornaments, I probably wouldn't use this whole pack, but that's $52, $55. Then I'm going to cut this up, and what is that? I mean, that was free, so I'm still going to charge you $3 for it. So $55, like $60, somewhere up in there, which, again, you have some of these wreath makers that would be like, oh, no, 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 no. But I can't. It's not even like a conscious thing. It's just like, I'm going to charge somebody something. Like, it's hard for me to triple things, you know? So I'm going to trim some of my frays while we're waiting. Yeah, pricing, very complicated. But it's fair, you know, because if you're not paying yourself an hourly wage for what you're doing, either because you don't want to, or because it's impractical or unrealistic. Like when I was making quilts, this is another pricing thing that's just... Okay, I was making quilts. Let me tell you all this story. I was making quilts, and I was extremely good at it. As soon as I started doing it, I was extremely good at it. I invested in it was like $2,500 Longarm that I had for a while before, and I was quilting on it, and it was, you know, a lower end machine. And the founder of another company that sold Longarms, he messaged me, and he had, you know, if we could talk, and I called him, and he said, listen, you know, we really like what you're doing. You know, I hear, because I was very vocal about how much I didn't like the other machine. He's like, you know, let's get you into something that works a little better for your needs, because it was doing very detailed, very intricate, like not quilts you throw in your bed. Like the couple, I only have one left because almost all the other ones are either in private collections or they have been sold to museums or galleries. Like there's a quilt museum somewhere where one of, I don't even know where it is because this happened in a weird time in my life when I was like, okay, give me the money here, take the quilt, I don't care where it goes, because I mean I really don't at the end of the day. But so he gives me the long arm, which I still have, unfortunately, because I haven't touched it in years because it's a full body workout. Really? And so I'm making quilts, but I'm not quilting quilts. Like I'm not. You can't send your quilt to me to have it quilted. Like that was something I knew I didn't want to do. So when I was making quilts, like I'd make the quilt, and the quilts that I was making were only for quilt shows where you send in the picture to decide whether or not the quilt is good enough. You send it off to the show, and that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to compete because I'm competitive. If y'all didn't know, I now have my glue gun glued in and plugged in as well. I wanted to compete. I wanted to win the money, but I wanted people to be like, oh, that's him. He's the one. Sis, he's the one. So I did that for a while, and when people were like, oh, can I buy the quilt when it's done making the show rounds? And I was like, yeah, sure. And, oh, well, how much do you think it is? And I was like, well, Jesus, I spent... And this is not like a grandma's quilt. This was something that I designed, completely my own design. I dyed all the fabrics. I did all the applique myself. I designed all the quilting. I did all the quilting myself. Some of these quilts took 3 to 4 months. One of them, I've been doing it for 7 years. I know I'm not going to finish it, but it was just, they were extremely ambitious. And when somebody wanted to buy them, I was like, how the hell do I price something like this? So it became a thing of, okay, I spent all this time on it. Like, the materials for the quilt, not that expensive. Like, the most expensive thing was probably thread, because I used silk thread. So, how do I price this where I want to make my money back, but if I just triple it, I'm only making like $150 on something that I spent hundreds of hours on? Are you gonna work? Oh, you're kind of gonna work, huh? See, Mr. Glue Pot? So yeah, I had trouble pricing that. So it ended up being where I would say, all right, this is the money I've spent on it, and if I was working a 9-to-5 job, which this was more than I mean, this was definitely more than a 9-to-5 job. This was just like a it never ends kind of job. So how much do I think I should get for it? And then the thing that came in was, as I was more successful at the quilt shows, you're not just buying a quilt, you're buying my quilt. So you have to figure that in as well. So it's like, it's not even an ego thing. It's just like, hey, I'm not going to sell this to you for X amount of money when I know I can give it to a museum for this amount of money. So that whole thing, it ended up just being like a huge turnoff. It was just, so much like ego got into it. And then if I would say, because everybody always said like I didn't charge enough for my quilts, which that's true. But at the same time, shut up, Beverly. No, it's like, I don't know if they felt like I was underselling them, but to me at the time, after the hurricane, I had nothing. I was living in Florida and I hated it. I had no friends. So if you could give me money that might one day get me back to my home, I was willing to take anything. And I know a lot, before I started winning quilt shows, like winning ribbons, I know I made one of my friends a quilt. She asked for a king-sized quilt that was made out of really nice fabric, and it was huge. And this is before I had a long arm, so I had to quilt everything on a regular sewing machine. And I think I charged her like $200, and I told somebody that, and they were like, "You are stupid. You are stupid. That was an $800 quilt that you struggled with for however long it took, and you gave it away." And I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? I do not like the placement of these at all. But I also had a really hard time selling to friends because, you know, so-and-so would want a quilt. And, oh, well, you know, I feel bad charging them X, you know, hundreds of dollars, and, you know, they are my friend. But at the same time, I would not go into their place of work. You know, whether they owned a restaurant, I would not be like, oh, French prices? French prices on this chicken? No, I wouldn't do that. And it's amazing the amount of people that did that to me. Someone, who I'm not going to mention, who had so much money. Not like millionaire money, but like, oh, this was not too long ago after I had already stopped quilting. Because it got to be very very stressful art form to find yourself in. One of my friends who had a lot of money said they wanted a quilt. This was relayed to me like by a third party. They wanted a quilt, and they were gonna go and like tell me what you need to make this quilt, and I'm gonna go get it, and I'll just buy the stuff for you and you can make it, but I'm not paying $300. And I was like, okay, first of all, let's call her Beverly. First of all, Beverly, you're not paying $300 because I would never give away a quilt for $300 now. Did it before, not doing it again. Secondly, you don't get to pick what I work for or what I work with. You're not going to go to freaking Joann's and buy a bunch of ugly fabric that doesn't go together. And then when somebody comes over and sees this monstrosity I've created, you say, oh, Adam made that. And then they're like, oh my god, he must have no design sense at all. Like, I'm completely in control of what my name goes on. And, you know, it was just like, I was like, the audacity. I don't know what this person did for work at the time. Actually, I think I do, and it was stupid. But I would never be like, hey, you know, aren't we friends? Yeah, we're friends, so you should not be taking advantage of me. Because you know, if we're friends, then I don't have money. I'm not going on vacations. I'm not going out every weekend like you are. I don't know what happened, but it got so off the rails. Oh, this is making such a mess. My mom's gonna hit me. So yeah. I know we were talking about pricing, but I'm just like, Yeah, see, that has a little hole in it, but if I just kind of turn it slightly, you can't even see. Apparently, the glue pot is never going to get hot. Oh! I should have plugged that in before I even started making the bow. But yes, eventually, coming back around after the all over the placeness of that, I am going to have the stuff I make here, the wreath, probably, you know, primarily the wreath. I'm going to have that available on Etsy. You guys, I feel I'm kind of let down by the glue pot. Like, I mean, I know it had a lot in there, but it should not be taking that long to melt all that. So I'm thinking that this is almost done. Not only because it's got enough crap in it, but because I'm tired. And I've been working on this for way too many days in a row. to be like red, 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 red. Alright, I think that's good. Maybe one more. Oh, they have white in here too. I guess I could add the white ones instead of the silver. I don't know. It's got like a... I don't like iridescent. I mean, I like iridescent. Who doesn't like iridescent? But sometimes I feel like... not so much. Alright, let me stick one up here, maybe. And... I'm not going to put too many of these in here. Here we go with the Dollar Tree boxes. Hey, tomorrow's my grocery day with my mom, but I am really thinking that tomorrow, or I guess I have to do it tonight, I am going to just do the grocery pickup because I am seriously I'm probably just going to do the grocery pickup because not that I'm scared. I mean, I am scared. But it's just like, ugh. I read this thing about this guy. He's like 25 and he was like, this is what it's like. And it was like horrible. I was like, oh my god, how is he still alive? You know, all these stupid kids. Have y'all seen the stupid kids on spring break? They're like, you know, this global pandemic that's left thousands of people dead is really cutting into my spring break time. Like, I just want to get drunk. I've been planning this for the past 2 months. Really? First of all, none of y'all should be on spring break because you're ugly. You should have stayed home. Nobody wants to see that. Every one of them look like a bowl of egg salad. Secondly, I'm sorry that you've been planning your spring break for 2 whole months and that you're in Miami and you think you can act like an entitled, selfish jerk. But, newsflash, Becky. You don't matter. Honestly, think about it. You don't matter. I don't matter. None of us matter individually in what's going on. And yes, it sucks that your spring break didn't go as planned and that they closed the bars and that you couldn't get inebriated and make some kind of horrific mistake with the guy who comes up to you on the dance floor at the club. Why are you even at a club? Good girls don't do that, Becky. She was the worst. I don't know what her name was, but she was just like, you know, it's just like, I've been working hard at school. And I'm like, have you? Well, really? Because you don't sound like you've been to school at all. Oh my god, if she's one of my subscribers, I'm going to feel not bad at all because you're stupid, Becky. You shouldn't have been at the beach during the freaking pandemic. But anyway, the guy, it was somebody reposted something from Instagram and I was reading and he was just like, this, and this, and I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no, 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 no. It sounded so bad that I don't even want to try to get finger sandwiches. See how much easier this is with the glue pot? And I'm just kind of placing these around. And I dip that whole ornament into glue, so she's not going anywhere. Yeah, I just want this whole thing to be over. Not even be over, like, I just want to see a shift. That's what I told my mom. I was like, I just want a shift. I want to wake up and have someone, somewhere, say, hey, guess what? Today's not as bad as yesterday. It is definitely not as bad as the day before. That's it. Just give me a, okay, I said I wasn't gonna, in case I'm gonna have to charge you guys for, this whole box because I ended up using it. Just something. Or, you know, some kind of leadership. I don't know. Alright, so this, me for not having any 4th of July stuff except for the mesh, I think this came out pretty cute. I usually don't put anything behind the bow, but what if somebody looks back there? What if somebody super tall comes over? What if I come over and then I look on the top of your wreath because I'm super tall and I'm like, oh no, sis. There is nothing back there. I can't wait to clean up all this glitter. And where does the last one go? Does anyone have any suggestions? Are you seeing something that I'm not seeing? Like perhaps that whole empty section right there? Silver, 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 silver. Oh, that kind of slid, but okay. And there's one right next to it. Whatever. Okay, so I'm going to leave this glue pot on for the rest of forever because it took too long to heat up last time. Oh, here's another one. Alright, we have one more chance to make it right. Oh, there's not one next to this red one. Get in there. Okay, so that is done. I think it's kind of going to go like that. So, wow, we went all over the place with this one. Pricing, Spring Baked Becky's and Beverly's, the poop truck at Sonic. Ugh, I'm never going to be able to go there again. Unless they have that 50-cent hot dog thing. I'll go there for 50-cent hot dogs. So, thank you guys, as always. I love you. I love you so much. Yeah, this is something's weird right there. I'm going to have to mess with that some more. I will see you guys on... Well, the short form of this will be going up on Friday, and you'll be seeing this on Saturday, I think, unless I change something around. So, bye guys. I hope you enjoyed.